Hello you fantastic people and welcome back to Borderlands 3, to an extremely exciting video, and also Happy New Year's. I hope you guys had a fantastic New Year's Eve. I certainly did, and I am super keen for this year. Big things happening in the channel and just generally in life. For example, this video, we're starting off with a bang. This one is going to be huge. I'm super excited to bring it to you guys. I've been working on essentially this video for over a month now. From when the Mayhem 4 update came out, I started working on this series and it has been a lot of fun. Essentially, we've been killing every named boss in Borderlands 3 50 times on True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 4. Originally it was to find all the Mayhem 4 dedicated drops, which we essentially did. The series was also used to compare all the named bosses to see how many legendary items they dropped just from world drops, as well as anointed legendaries, class mods, and artifacts. All the good stuff you guys want in Borderlands 3. We've been finding and testing all the named bosses in this game to see who is the best of the best, and we are at the conclusion of that series. So in this video in particular, I'm going to show you guys how many legendary items every boss, every main boss in the main story campaign drops in Borderlands 3. And I'll have the full list so you guys can check out where your favorite bosses end up in the list to see who is the best. And on top of that, I'm going to show you guys the times it takes me to kill all of them. After about 50 times, I generally got the fastest time my build can handle for each boss. And you guys will be able to compare those to how many legendary items they have. And I'll show you guys who's the best. As for the time you put in for farming, how many legendary items you can get out of your farm. Which I'm super excited to bring to you guys because I've been working at non-stop for over a month now on every single boss in Borderlands 3 to bring you these stats. So if you guys enjoy this video at all, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could smash subscribe down below. I really appreciate all the support on this series so far. We're on about 700 subs a month ago, and then when this series took off, we've been absolutely flying, and we're now over 4,700 subs, which is crazy. 4,000 subs in a month is absolutely mental, so thank you very much for your guys' support. Now, let's get into the video. Now, we're on through my entire build for this video because it'll take way too long, and I don't want this video to be super long for you guys, but you're more than welcome to pause the video and check out my build for yourselves. I use pretty much the exact same one for every single boss fight because it's just a great all-round boss killing strat. Is high damage, high crit damage, and just getting your fadeaway back as quickly as possible, which for Flak, from my experience, is a really good all-around build for any boss in this game. You can destroy them super quick. And also I thought it'd be relevant for the times particularly. I know there are faster times you can get with different characters, different builds or weapons, but I thought it was a good comparison to keep it generally the same for all the bosses. That way it's a bit more comparable. Now I know some of you guys will be Borderlands veterans and will see some of the times and will be able to kill some of the bosses a lot faster than I am. Some may be slower than me, but I thought I'd include the times because a lot of people asked in my comment section to show all the times I kill them in. I went back and killed all the bosses again about 5 to 10 times in the last few days just to make sure I couldn't get any faster times than I could at the start, because of course now I'm a little bit more stacked after killing all the bosses 50 times. Plus Mayhem 4 has been out for over a month now and I essentially just know what I'm doing a little bit more. But if you guys see some of the times and know you could kill a lot faster, feel free to leave a comment down below, essentially just saying what strat you guys use, what character, what weapons, etc. I'd love to know faster ways of killing the bosses because I do this regularly, so it'd be great if I could save some time on that. Particularly if you guys are Flak, if you have a better Flak build, feel free to suggest it down below. I'm totally not against suggestions. As long as you're not being mean about it, that is totally fine by me. Plus, I'm sure a lot of other people will be interested as well. On top of that, if you guys are looking for any help on a particular boss fight, from strats, weapons to use, skill trees to use, anything like that, I've essentially made a guide for every single boss in this game. From killing them 50 times, I say my skill tree, what weapons I use, and my strat about going to kill them as fast as possible. That'll be linked at the end of the video in the end screen. I'll have a playlist there which will have all the legendary guides that I've done in Borderlands 3 so far, so you guys are welcome to check those out after this video. But now for the fun part, all the legendary items that all the bosses in Borderlands 3 drop after 50 runs on Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode. I'll read through the top 5 and then I'll show the rest on screen because I don't want you guys to have to sit through like an hour-long video. The number 1 spot currently is Jackpot with 165 legendary items. I only say currently because I'm a little worried about Jackpot's future. He does drop 165 legendary items, but 83 of those are class mods, which is definitely broken and makes no sense. He drops like 3 to 4 class mods per run. And they're only the new class mods, so they're pretty much the same thing over and over again. So I feel like that's definitely being patched. So Jackpot comes with a little bit of a warning. I don't know if he'll be patched to just drop different items and still drop a crazy amount, or if that'll drop down significantly. But second place is definitely a solid, and I don't think he's going to be changed, is Freddy with 158. He's a great place. Agonizer is the best place out of the DLC 1 bosses. He drops 157 legendaries after 50 runs. And Rampager closely behind with 153. And then number 5, the original MVP before any of this Mayhem 4 mayhem is Grave Ward with 147. As for the rest of the bosses, I'll leave the list on screen so you guys can check out your favorite bosses and see where they end up after 50 runs. True Vault Hunter mode, mayhem 4. Essentially the list is broken up into two. The top tier ones are usually the harder ones, or just like the original MVPs, between 140 legendaries and 165 legendaries. Then the bottom half is about like 76 to 92 or 97, and then there's just awkwardly Gigamind in the middle with 117. And then the very bottom, and the boss you should never farm ever because he's horrible and sucks, is Billy the Anointed with 20 legendaries after 50 runs, which is an absolute disgrace. He shouldn't be a main campaign boss with that drop rate. But anyway, if you guys are still reading it, feel free to pause the video now because I'm going to move on to the next list. And that list is the times. Again, huge disclaimer, I know this will vary a lot with different people with different builds, and I know there are much better ways of killing people way faster than I can, but this is a general consensus. A lot of people ask for it in the comment section to see who is the best boss for a particular time and the drop rates compared to that. So take it with a grain of salt so you guys can check it out for yourselves and see who is the best generally for the amount of drops they have per time it takes to farm them. I should also mention the time starts from when the closest news station allows you to move from logging in, running to the boss, killing the boss, logging out of the game, and logging back in. I'm on PS4, so the login screen is capped at exactly 30 seconds, I believe. The log out screen is somewhere between 5 and 10 seconds. I believe if you're playing on PC, it does let you log in and out faster depending on your build of your computer. So if you guys want to change the times for yourselves if you're on PC, essentially just take 40 seconds off the total time, because I put 30 seconds on for logging into the game and 10 seconds to log out of the game. But now that I've hopefully clarified everything for you guys, let's go through the list of all the times it takes for me to kill all the bosses in Borderlands 3 on Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode. Generally my fastest times, the number one spot is Freddy, who's quickly becoming my new favorite boss in DLC 1. It takes me 40 seconds to farm Freddy on a loop. He's by far the fastest, without a doubt. If you guys haven't seen my Freddy video I posted a few days ago, I highly recommend you guys doing that because he is a great farm. And on top of that, the best thing about him is that you don't actually have to log in and out of the game. He's the only boss that I know of that you can do that. You can actually just fast travel back to his fast travel or news station, and he immediately spawns again once you run into his boss fight arena, which over 50 kills saves you well over 30 minutes of just sitting in load screens, which is absolutely amazing. I love that about Freddy. I wish all the bosses could do that, to be honest. The second place is Gigamind, actually not too far behind, with 1 minute to farm him, which is fantastic considering he does have to log in and out, but he's a much shorter run to his boss fight, and the Gigamind fight itself is actually super short as well. And third place is actually a tie between 4 different bosses at 1 minute and 10 seconds for each farm. General Traunt, Captain Traunt, Fabricator Mark II, and Billy all take 1 minute and 10 seconds to kill with my particular build. For fourth place, it's a tie between Mouthpiece, Grave Ward, and Katagawa Bowl with 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then fifth place is Agonizer 9000 with 1 minute and 50 seconds. Those are the top 5 places to farm using my build and strats. As for the rest of the times, you guys are more than welcome to check them out on screen. I'll leave them up there for a few more seconds. As for the worst of the worst is Troy. I just put 7 minutes because I only farmed him twice today, and I personally hated Troy from the very start of the game. If you guys saw my Troy video, it was probably just me being salty for 5 minutes, just complaining about how long it takes me to kill him. And he's just so annoying. He jumps around everywhere. So I just capped it at 7 minutes. I couldn't even be bothered farming him another 10 times because he's just way too rage-inducing for me. So he cops a bad rap from me. I'm sure you guys could probably kill him way faster. But he's the only one that's a crazy high number. Tyrian is 4 minutes. That's actually a really good time considering she can take another like 3 easily if she decides to go for a long fly in her immunity stages. Now this next part took a lot of math help, so shout out to my girlfriend for helping me for that, because I honestly just confused the crap out of myself trying to do this maths. But it's essentially all the bosses and how many legendary items they dropped compared to their times. So essentially we end up with a number of how many legendaries they drop per minute, and probably more importantly or more relevant, per hour of boss farming you guys do in Borderlands 3, which I thought would be super helpful for you guys. So if you guys are low on time and don't want to spend a month working out who's the best of the best bosses, I've done it for you guys and provided this video for you guys. So we're going to read through the top 5 because reading through all of them will probably just take way too long. Currently the number 1 place, given the time and legendary drops he has, is Freddy. The number 1 best place to farm legendary items for world drops is in DLC 1. Freddy is by far the best place because he's just such a fast farm, and he dropped the second highest amount of legendaries in the game, which is just an absolutely amazing combo. If you guys are keeping to my fastest time of 40 seconds per run, of course you might take some breaks or whatever, but just based on the fastest time, he drops 4 8.74 legendaries per minute of farming, which is ridiculous. 284.4 legendaries per hour of farming Freddy, which is by far the best, without a doubt, boss farm in Borderlands 3. If you guys don't have DLC 1, I highly recommend you get it, not only just because Freddy's a great place to farm, but it is also a great campaign, great story, and a lot of great bosses and weapons, all in one DLC, which is fantastic. As for second place, Fabricator Mark II drops 140 legendaries after the 50 runs on AM4 True Vault Hunter mode, and drops 2.4 legendaries per minute of farming. He's a super fast farm as well. He's in second place. That just shows how much faster Freddy is than everyone, because second place is half the amount of legendaries than Freddy himself. The Fabricator Mark II is still a fantastic farm. He drops 144 legendaries per hour, which is still crazy, crazy numbers. As for third place, and I'm super happy they made it to third place, Gigamind is the best place to farm legendary items in Borderlands 3 if you don't have the DLC. He drops a crazy amount, 117 legendary items after 50 runs, but drops 2.34 legendaries per minute, 140.4 per hour, which is just the smallest margin below the second place Fabricator Mark II, drops 0.06 legendaries less per minute, and 3.6 legendaries per hour less. Like, there's nothing in it. Another one you'll love to see on the list is Grave Ward. The original MVP Gravy is still 4th best place in the game to get legendary items in bulk per the time you put in for the farm. And I know that a lot of people can kill Gravy even faster, so he might even be further up on the list with a particular build centered around killing Grave Ward as fast as possible. He drops 147 legendaries after the 50 kills, which equals 1.96 legendaries per minute, 101.4 legendaries per hour, which is a crazy, crazy amount. As for 5th place, currently Jackpot is the 5th best place in Borderlands 3 to get legendary items with 165 legendaries, 1.52 per minute, 91.2 per hour. 91 legendaries per hour is still a crazy amount. Remember Borderlands 2 when you had to farm like 4 hours and you might only get one gun? Yep, well Borderlands 3 drops it like crazy, so you guys can get 91 from one boss, and he's not even the best place. Again, a quick warning for Jackpot though, if he does get patched or anything like that, I'll leave it pinned to the top of the comment section down below so you guys can check it out if you guys are watching this video late. And I'm going to read the 6th place as well, because Agonizer 9000 is the 3rd best place out of the DLC 1, so you guys have a top 3 from both DLC 1 and non-DLC bosses. Agonizer 9000 is a fantastic farm, particularly if you guys are great at destroying armor with your weapons. He drops 1.43 legendaries per minute, 85.8 legendaries per hour. Again, crazy, crazy amounts. Now I have the rest showing on screen because I don't want to spend the next 40 minutes reading a whole bunch of random numbers. If you guys want to check out your favorite bosses and see how they compare to the rest of the bosses in the game, feel free to check it out on screen. On top of that, I'll likely have the full list of all the best bosses in the game in order from their best times. The amount of legendaries they drop per minute / hour will all be written down below in the comment section and pinned there. But that is every single boss in Borderlands 3, including DLC 1, in order for their legendary drop rates, plus compared to their time, so you guys don't have to waste a whole bunch of time, up to a month, finding out who's the best legendary drops in Borderlands 3. I've done it for you guys. If you guys found this video helpful or enjoyable at all, I'd really, really appreciate if you guys could smash subscribe down below. This took a lot of effort to edit this video, let alone do all the farming to test this video and get all the stats for you guys. So I'd really, really appreciate that. Plus, thank you so much for all the support on this series so far. You've made a dream come true. Plus, if you guys want to share this video as well, I'd really, really appreciate it. Smash like down below. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any challenges you want me to do in Borderlands 3. I'm about to start streaming, get my PC in the next week or so, which will help me stream at full time. Super keen for that as well. If you guys have any challenge though, let me down below in the comments section. In the next few days, I'm going to make a video for all the anointed drops that all the Borderlands 3 bosses drop, just like this video compared to their times. So if you guys are going for anointed legendaries, I'm going to make a video for that so you guys know the best farms for those, as well as the class mods and artifacts drops for all the bosses in the game. I'll be making a video on those as well. I was going to put it in this video, but then I realized this video was already super long and I didn't want to make it 40 minutes for you guys. So I'm going to split them out for you guys over the next few days. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and this series in Borderlands 3, because I sure as heck did. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I'll keep you guys updated with all the videos being posted on the channel, any delays or any problems, anything like that. Plus, I usually post Borderlands 3 updates as well as just anything random I feel like tweeting. If you guys want to follow me there, you're more than welcome to. The link is in the description down below. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I shall see you guys in the next video. Till then, adios.